Hi, I'm Ellie Galliford. I am a student and I am here in Italy working with the English for Everyone project. Just wanted to make this video to tell you a little bit about the project so you can know what to expect when you come here yourself. So the school itself, Aldo Moro, is in the small town of Capriolo in the province of Brescia, northern Italy. So the town is quite small, but it is so beautiful. There are surrounded by countryside, so I started to do some running and stuff because it's so beautiful and you have plenty of time to go and explore. And then once you've explored the surrounding areas, you're right next to Sarnico, which is my favourite, 5 minutes on the bus, and it's perfect, right on the lake. It's so easy to go and explore all the other places as well. You can get the bus from Capriolo right to Brescia, and then from Brescia you can catch direct trains to anywhere that you want to go. Verona, Venice, Milan, Rome, down all the way down to Sorrento. I was lucky enough to see most places whilst I've been here, and it really wasn't that difficult either. So Capriolo itself is lovely, yeah. The school itself is split into two. So there's actually 3 schools, but we only work in the bigger of the 2. The first school, you teach the eldest of the 2 classes, quarta e quinta. So these are the English versions of class 5 and 6 in primary school. So with these classes, it was a lot more play-led learning. With the quarta, we read a bilingual book. So the teachers or the students read the Italian section of the book, and then I read the English sections to help the students with their pronunciation. We did translation together. And then as the book went on through every chapter, there was less and less Italian until the final chapter, which was solely English. So that was really interesting and definitely mind-opening. The children are young. They're about 10, but their ability and the way that they can understand the book was really inspiring as well. I was a bit embarrassed about some of the things I didn't know in Italian, and they knew all the English, so that was definitely good. And the 5th class is more teaching from our side. So you are expected to teach the classes, to teach them really, with the assistantship style model. I was more expecting to come into this as an assistant, to do speaking classes or working beside the teacher, but in reality, you do take on the role of the teacher, especially in the secondary school. So the second school is split into 3 classes, prima, seconda e terza, and these are what we would have the first 3 years of secondary schools, years 7, 8 and 9. This is incredible because there is a real range in ability, which means that you can tailor all the classes. You get a book for each of the years, a big teacher's book that has books 1, 2 and 3 all together. And there's a section on functions, which I based most of my lessons on. And then each class has a different topic. For example, in my seconda, we did food for the whole semester that I've been out here. So we started with ordering food, we went on to favourite foods, food in England. We went on to making our own blogs, a blog post about food. They're really into anything creative out here. If you get them to create a video, they love it. They put so much effort into it. And that would definitely be a piece of advice I would give you. It's so much easier to get them involved, engaged, to get them working with something that they enjoy. And I've personally found role plays, videos, adverts, all of these sort of things definitely get them more interested in the work. Anything that I can for homework, they can make a video because they love it. They really get themselves involved, whether it's ordering in a restaurant. Some of them did absolutely fantastic videos where one was a waiter, one was a chef, one was the customer. They made a complaint, somebody had to come in and negotiate, so that was incredible. Or with the Prima, I did the section on the royal family, so there they had to interview, we made masks, it was brilliant. They really, really did get themselves involved, so that's definitely a tip I would give you for that one. For the class, it is a lot of work. So you do 19 hours a week and you have 5 different classes, 3 from the secondary school and the 2 in the primary school. Obviously, you use the same lesson for each class of the same year. So in reality, that's 5 different topics to prep for each week. Now, I found it easiest to prep for further in advance because things get run away with you when you're out here. It sounds like a cliche, but time does go so fast, and before you know it, it's Thursday and there's so much to see here that you don't really want to spend your weekends planning classes. So I did try to maybe 2 weeks in advance know what I was going to be doing. I wouldn't suggest sticking to a strict schedule. So Carla, the teacher in charge, my guardian angel, she's the loveliest lady you will ever meet. She will give you, when you arrive, a book, a little portfolio for everything you need, which is so useful. And in your portfolio, it comes with literally everything to make your week easier for you. I don't know about you, but I didn't have any teaching experience before I came out here, so it was a bit of a shock to the system. I definitely did not know how hard teachers work, how difficult the work is. They're saints, I tell you. But it comes with a sheet where you can write every class of the week. You have 19 classes, so a teaching week is 20 hours, on my contract at least, but 19 classes. So I colour coordinated, you can write the date, write the time, and then here write what you're going to do in each class for that week. So to start with, I was trying to be as prepared as possible. I love to be organised, and I was writing out a week, 2 weeks in advance what we were going to do that day, but it just, for me, didn't work because one class moves faster, one class moves slower. Sometimes, a starter runs away with you and then you don't do any work and you just chat. So it's definitely, for me, I would suggest waiting until you've finished that week's lesson and then write in the next week what you're going to do. Because for me, that's what I found easiest. If I, at the last minute, said, okay, for homework, you guys need to write a dialogue or you need to find 10 facts. On the next sheet, I'd write, I'll start this lesson reviewing their dialogue. And then if you were prepared before, you know what you're going to do anyway, but it's a lot easier to keep track, just to stay on top. And then you definitely avoid the Sunday night dread. I never had the waking up, what am I going to do today? I was meant to plan that lesson. It's just so much easier. And then you've got plenty of time to do other things. You can explore, you can do whatever. So yeah, that's definitely my top tip. If, like me, you literally don't have any teaching experience at all, I'm not a teacher. I'm definitely not going to be a teacher. But if you don't, do not worry at all. It is the help you receive from Carla and all the other teachers is incredible, and I definitely couldn't have done it without that, for sure. So like I said in the book, there's not only the list of your timetable for the week, but also a scheme for a lesson plan. So the title, how long to last. I started thinking every week we'd do a different topic, but it just didn't work out that way. Some weeks we could do something for 4 weeks, the next week it would take 30 minutes, okay? So I would definitely suggest to not worry about rushing. Take your time, take as much time as you like. They are so chilled about it. If you think about, oh, I want to do this, and then play a game, and then make a role play, and then we're all going to watch everyone's role play, and then we're going to have a competition, and then we're going to do this, but that's going to take 6 weeks, and I'm only here for 12, and perfect. Okay, to be honest, you're just making life easier for yourself because it's less to plan, so it's perfect. And the scheme really helps you. There's lesson objectives, what skills you're using, okay, what targets you're hitting, and then also it helps you to stay on top of it. If you get there and you've still got 30 minutes left of class and you think, oh gosh, what am I going to do now? Like, I've got 30 11-year-old students and I have no idea. Crack open your book. You'll have written a game to play, or you'll have written literally anything, and then it just makes your life so much easier. And the book really is a lifesaver. There's hundreds of different pages in here, so plan as much as you like or a little as you like. You can ask so many people for help. If you think, oh, I just don't know what to do next week, you know, I want to do something on food, you know, I'm from Cornwall, so all of my classes learn a lot about the Cornish pasty and ice creams and fish and chips on the beach. You think, oh, I don't know what to do, ask Carla, ask Eleanor, any of the teachers. They are obviously professionals. They've been doing this for a lot longer than we have, so they have all the ideas, and it really does take the stress away from it. You can get I found I got a little bit stressed out being away from home, teaching these children, doing something I'd never done before, but they really do make it so stress-free, carefree. Grab a coffee after school or during a break, chat, you know, talk about your mum. It really does help. And they're so fun. Don't worry about thinking, oh, I haven't written any grammar rules. It's absolutely fine. I play hangman all the time, because it's something really educational, because they really struggle with letters, you know, A, E, I, O, U. I also do the same in Italian. Sometimes it's so confusing how they all sound the same. One sounds the same in one language but not in the other, and so it's so educational. It's so fun. The students really do get engaged, and it kills time, which you will discover is definitely a lifesaver when you're here. A starter that takes up 30 minutes, 25 minutes is the dream. We did tongue twisters 1 week for starters with all of my classes, which was just such a brilliant idea because they all found it so funny. Everybody was there, you know, nobody could say it. I couldn't say it. The other teachers couldn't say it. The children couldn't say it. So everyone was having a laugh with each other. We all got a lot more comfortable. Everyone was, you know, willing to speak, which is something that can be, especially with the older children in the terza classes, can be a little bit more difficult. I find they're quite cool, you know, they're trendy, I think they're popular, and getting them to sometimes do a role play about, you know, their trip to Milan isn't quite what they want to be doing. They'd rather play, you know, video games or something. So good exercises to start the class is another top tip I would definitely give. If you get in there and say, okay, today we're going to talk about ordering food and drink, it's just not fun for anyone, especially not you, when you've got 19 classes to give that week and you're doing the same class 4 times a week and sometimes 2-3 times a day. By 2 p.m. you're thinking, oh, if I have to order a Coca-Cola again, I might cry. So fun things to break up the classes are definitely going to help the students, they're going to help you. And you're here for 3 months, so anything you can do just to enjoy it, definitely make the classes more fun would be the best way to do it, I would say.